It's 4:30 on WKYT this morning. A bridge collapse in Cincinnati has killed a man and injured another. We'll have the details coming up.
A woman was assaulted in an armed robbery in Lexington overnight. Now police are on the hunt for suspects.
And a Bullitt County student dragged through a hallway by a teacher. Reaction from students and parents ahead this morning.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome. It's good to have you with us on a Tuesday that feels a little bit like a Monday for many who had the day off yesterday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Yeah, glad we got Monday out of the way, right? We have that advantage. And for the latest track on the weather, let's turn to meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, we're looking outside and again today. It looks like it's going to be much like what we saw yesterday. Start off with mostly sunny skies for most, a few clouds here and there. And then as we work our way toward the afternoon, I think the only difference from today and yesterday will be the cloud cover. You get a few more clouds for today. Live sky camera, there's your shot outside, and it looks pretty good. It doesn't feel that bad either. We're at 35 degrees in Lexington. Bad reading out of Frankfort. We're really there in the 30s as well. 39 now in Richmond and Madison County. And then we hit the afternoon. We rise pretty rapidly. Another mild one in store, 53. But it's not going to last for long. We told you today is your last day to get out and enjoy because a few cold fronts are going to be rolling on through. And I'll show you how far we dip coming up.
Micah, thank you. Let's get to the news. It's an accident we've been tracking all night long. A man is dead, another injured after an interstate overpass collapsed in Cincinnati.
And the interstate is closed indefinitely. The overpass collapsed around 10:30 last night. It was scheduled for demolition. When it collapsed, a construction worker was killed and a truck driver was injured. That driver rushed to the University of Cincinnati Hospital with minor injuries. The cause of the crash has not yet been determined. I-75 in Lexington had to be shut down for a while after a three-car crash overnight. Crews at the scene say a tow truck carrying what appeared to be a utility truck was hit by a car. That knocked the utility truck off the hook and into some trees. The driver of the car that hit the truck was arrested, but it's unknown what charges he or she may face. There were 2 passengers in the tow truck. No injuries were reported there.
Some scary moments this morning for a woman who police say was assaulted and then robbed overnight. Police got a call of a burglary and assault around 12:30 this morning. The woman says she was walking to her home when a masked gunman came up to her and demanded her purse. That's when police say he assaulted her and took off. Police are still looking for suspects.
Well, he is out of the hospital, but family members say a 6-year-old boy dragged by a school bus last week still has a long road to recovery. Investigators say last week a bus driver hit the boy on Clintonville Road near US 60. His family says he broke his finger, ribs, and pelvis and spent 3 days in the hospital as a result. His grandmother says because of his injuries, he won't be returning to school for several weeks. Relatives say his cerebral palsy may make his recovery more difficult.
Now you're going to have to start back over. Learning to try to walk. It's going to take him, probably a good 6 months or longer. I just hope that he can walk again.
Well, the accident report states that the bus driver, Tammy Howard, was distracted at the time of the accident and unaware that Thomas was being dragged underneath the bus. The school district is investigating.
A teacher in Bullitt County has been caught on surveillance dragging a 6-year-old down a hallway. The teacher, Ashley Silas, was fired but has since come back to work after an appeal. In the video, she has one hand on him, the other on her cell phone as the 6-year-old is dragged through a crowded hallway. The teacher says she had no other choice because the 6-year-old had become disruptive and was threatening another student and refused to walk on his own. The boy's parents are surprised.
She stops and gets in the better grip and then pulls him more. I get a sick feeling in my stomach.
Parents asked to remain anonymous. Police are investigating to determine if criminal charges should be filed.
A tragic story out of western Kentucky this morning. Police say a train hit and killed a 2-year-old boy. Investigators think Trayton Joyner wandered away from home and walked to some nearby railroad tracks yesterday in Hopkinsville. Police say the train conductor saw the boy on the tracks and sounded the horn, but he was not able to stop in time.
We got our EMTs here, obviously, as soon as we possibly could. They administered first aid to the child as soon as they could, and also got him in an ambulance and taken to a local hospital.
Initially, police say they did not know who the boy was, so they had to go door to door until they found his family. Neighbors say family members told them the boy was with his grandmother. The grandparents say she fell asleep and didn't hear the boy leave home. Police think the boy may have followed a dog onto the tracks before the accident. Family members say they are now preparing to say goodbye to a Northern Kentucky professor who disappeared last summer. Investigators now say human remains found in Fleming County last October are those of Randall Russ. The police say Russ disappeared from his Grant County home in August. He was a professor at the University of Cincinnati. Family members say with the positive identification, they're now planning a celebration of life service for Russ.
We're tracking the investigation into Lexington's first murder of the year. Lexington police say 20-year-old Matthew Donahue stabbed his boyfriend, 40-year-old Todd Schumacher, at a home on Lamont Drive last night. Police later charged Donahue with murder. People who live nearby say the neighborhood's normally quiet. We're learning more about a Magoffin County man police say they shot and killed after he threatened them. State police say they were helping the Magoffin County Sheriff's Office serve a warrant on 66-year-old Carter Castle. Police say Carter would not cooperate and they used a taser on him. They say Carter then grabbed a gun and pointed it at officers. State police say a trooper then shot Castle. Family members say Castle was a Vietnam War veteran and suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder.
I wish that people with PTSD, I wish that there could be some type of protocol in place where somebody could actually, that has dealt with things like that, could actually get involved and maybe be able to diffuse the situation.
Family members say Castle was also an advocate for the preservation of eastern Kentucky mountains. State police say the trooper involved in the shootings is on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Well, it's already getting some attention around the country. This is a pretty controversial topic here. A Kentucky lawmaker has filed a bill that would not allow transgender students to use school restrooms or locker rooms of the gender they identify with.
It comes after some Kentucky schools made accommodations for transgender students. WKYT's Sean Moody has some reaction to the bill.
The senator who introduced this bill calls it the Kentucky Student Privacy Act. Supporters say it respects the rights of transgendered students while protecting the privacy of others. Opponents, though, say it would stigmatize transgendered students. Senate Bill 76 is sponsored by Senator C. Embry Jr. It comes after Atherton High School in Louisville enacted a policy to allow transgender students to use the bathroom of the gender they identify with. Family Foundation of Kentucky Executive Director Kent Ostrander supports the bill. He says allowing students of one biological sex to go into the bathroom of the other creates a problem.
Parents of, say, a 14 or 15-year-old young girl don't want a 17 or 18-year-old biological boy in the bathroom with them. There's a question of privacy. There's the possibility, a suggestion of a third bathroom or even a unisex bathroom.
But Fairness Campaign Director Chris Hartman says that would create more trouble.
It further victimizes and marginalizes some of our most vulnerable students. It could ultimately end up increasing suicide rates for transgender youth. If we say that you are so different that we really cannot find a way to accommodate you that integrates you into the rest of the student population, we're saying that you're so different that you have to be isolated.
He says there's another solution.
Students who don't feel comfortable using the same restrooms as transgender folks can feel free to request another accommodation. All we're saying is that the default should not be that these students who are perceived to be different need to be treated differently.
Now, the bill calls the situation an emergency. If it's passed, it'll take effect immediately. In Frankfort, Sean Moody, WKYT.
And the bill would also allow any student who encountered a student of the opposite biological sex in a school restroom to sue the school if the staff did not enforce the rule. If the UK basketball team makes the Final Four this spring, Lexington firefighters say they'll be ready for any fan celebrations. Firefighters say they're making plans now, just in case. In previous years, some fans have set fires as part of celebrations, but firefighters want to prevent that this year. They've already ordered flyers and door hangers that include warnings for people living near the UK campus.
You know, not bringing glass to the celebrations, not igniting furniture or clothing. The danger of fireworks, you know, if it goes up, it must come down.
A UK spokesperson tells us the university will have formal meetings with the fire department later this basketball season, depending on how far the team advances in the NCAA tournament. WKYT this morning on the air with the latest. Our time right now is 4:40.
Cloudy weather got you down. There may be more to that than you think coming up.
And we're looking outside, seeing temperatures there in the 30s. We head throughout the next few days, and we'll start to see temperatures slowly but surely drop off. And I'll show you how low we go coming up.